What is going on, IF Warrior? So one of the questions that I get a lot, and I've been getting this since my first ever transformation video that I put on this channel, dating back to 2010. And it is, what should you eat to lose weight? What are the best foods to eat to lose weight? Now, there are diets out there that exist. We have the U.S. News, rankings for diets, and some things consist of having plant-based stuff with a mixture of fish or a chicken, and that tends to be the healthiest options. But I think a lot of people are misunderstanding the connection between weight loss and food consumption. I think people think that if you eat something, it'll help you lose weight better than something else. And they're looking at the actual food item itself, not really thinking about it's just basically calories and macronutrients. If you just base everything on calories and macronutrients, you will have an amazing time losing weight. Because then what you create is flexibility of the actual foods that you need to eat. The truth is, the foods itself don't matter as much as the macronutrient. They just don't. For example, if you have high carbohydrates, very low protein, and maybe a moderate amount of fats, right? That is not going to be more optimal to eat than something that's high in protein, decent amount of carbohydrates, and a small amount of fats. That is more optimal because, one, your body needs protein more than all of the other macronutrients to help facilitate muscle growth, muscle retention. That in and of itself helps your lean mass, the weight of your lean mass, and the more lean mass you have, lean mass being the primary driver for your metabolic rate. Those proteins turn into amino acids, the building block for muscles. Those things assist in weight loss. Also, the more protein you have, the more satiating your food is with less calories. Protein is just designed in a way where when you eat it, you feel satisfied, even though you're not consuming so much of it calorie wise, calorie number wise. You might feel like you've eaten a lot, but it might not actually be that many calories in comparison to if you ate like a bag of potato chips or something like that. The comparison would be the same calorie number, but you would feel more full with the protein, whatever that protein was, versus just eating those bags of potato chips. But then also the carbohydrates being below the protein, your body needs that as well, right? The glycogen, the muscle also needs that carbohydrate intake because it helps with energy bursts, which helps you with things like working out and getting through a workout to help build muscle, or even to get through some workouts when you're doing a cardio, right? It just helps you do better, perform better. And because you could perform better, you could build more muscle on the protein synthesis end of actually doing the exercise itself, which then also goes in conjunction with the protein that you're consuming. And all of that helps the lean mass, which is the primary driver for your metabolic rate. And here's the thing. As you lose weight, your metabolism will inevitably slow down because you weigh less. Just on the face of the fact that you weigh less, you use less energy to move yourself around, to move your arms, to move your legs, to walk. It's less energy required because you don't weigh as much. Just off of that face value, your metabolism will start to slow down. You need a counteractor to help you continuously lose weight, and that is by ensuring that your lean mass is taken care of. And the best way to do that is with protein being the most percentage on your plate, carbohydrates being secondary to that, and then fats being third. Fats, they have the most amount of calorie per density in respects to they're very calorie dense, the most calorie dense. So the more fats you have, the less satisfied you're going to be with more calories. So you want to make sure that you get the thing that makes you the most satisfied. And also, it helps with weight loss overall because of the whole amino acids that help with the lean mass. That is the primary driver for your metabolic rate. I can't hit this home anymore. But I want you guys to use this video to start redirecting your thought process on what should you eat. I see a lot of people care so much about, even I've done videos like this, but I feel like a lot of people care about what I eat in a day, or so that people could just make exactly what you eat, right? And they think that, well, if I make exactly what this person is eating, then I'm going to lose weight automatically because this person knows the exact foods to eat. But you're missing the point. When someone eats something, it's not what they're eating, it's the macronutrients behind what they're eating. If you can match the macronutrients behind what somebody's eating, then you don't need to eat exactly what they're eating, if you get what I'm saying, right? If you eat steak and, and rice and whatever, and it's, 50% protein and 30% carbohydrates, and you know what I'm saying, like if you could still get 100% of the macronutrients that they have, then you're basically doing what they're doing without eating exactly what they're eating. This again helps the flexibility of how you eat and the things that you eat. As long as you go macronutrient first, then you have the flexibility of eating the things that you like. Everything in this world that you eat has protein, carbohydrates, and fats. If you can find the combination of things that you like to make sure that protein is the most potent on the plate, with carbohydrates following behind it and fats being third, you are going to be in a really good position to help you with the weight loss. Now, of course, calories matter. So you have to be at a caloric deficit. If you're not at a caloric deficit, it doesn't matter what kind of protein, carbohydrate, fat setup you have. You're overeating. You need to ensure that that is there as well. Because there isn't a food that makes you lose weight. There isn't a food that elicits weight loss. There's foods that help with weight loss, but there aren't foods that elicit fat burning. It just doesn't exist. I know people want it to exist, and people think that, oh no, but what if I eat healthy? The reason people that just eat just like plant-based stuff all the time and they lose weight, it's not because plant-based is healthy per se on its face value. It is because normally plant-based stuff like broccoli and all these different things, they require an insane amount of volume to get to an insane amount of calorie number. A volume that you can't actually fill your stomach with. Therefore, you will by default start to lose weight if you're just doing plant-based stuff, simply because the amount of volume is just too massive for you to get to a point where you're at a caloric surplus. Therefore, you're almost by default at a caloric deficit. You have a net negative energy balance. So you want to make sure that you're at a caloric deficit no matter what you're eating, even if there's more protein on the plate. Caloric deficit. One thing that's good for protein being more prominent on the plate too is that it has the highest thermic effect. Over 30% of that calorie will be broken down just to break down protein. So it had that just even there shows you how much useful protein is, because the body needs it so much for so many different things that it requires the most amount of energy to break down than all of the other macronutrients. So I hope this video was very clear for you. Stop focusing so much on what content creators or what fitness content creators are eating, and start focusing more on the macronutrient breakdown, allowing for protein to be the highest on the plate, carbs to be the second, and fats to be the third. And then ensure that those macronutrients are within your caloric limit so that you're consistently losing weight. And all of that will consistently help you lose weight. throughout the time. And then you can pick the foods that you like within those macronutrients, and you don't have to focus on eating exactly what somebody else is eating just so that you can get results. So hopefully this video helps with weight loss and what should you eat. I think that is like one of the number one questions. I would have to say that it is top 5 that I receive when it comes to weight loss is how do you, what should you eat? What foods? Tell me exactly so that I'm telling you exactly right now, more protein, then carbs, then fats. At a caloric deficit, you'll start losing weight. All right. Hopefully this video helps you guys. And of course, as always, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.